Pro Group Management. Workers' comp that works for you.
Welcome to Nevada Newsmakers. On the broadcast today, Terry Johnson joins us. He's an adjunct professor of law at the Boyd School of Law, and he also is a former Gaming Control Board member for 8 years. Here for the whole show on an all-new Nevada Newsmakers.
You're in trouble with the law. It's easy to think you'll lose everything, but there is hope. I'm Attorney Orrin Johnson. Your first step is to hire a serious attorney with the experience to successfully navigate the legal system for you.
Sometimes hope means addiction treatment instead of jail, and making sure you're treated fairly.
Sometimes hope means fearless trial attorneys will stand up to the government when they get it wrong. Call or text Orrin Johnson Law.
We'll make a plan.
You'll take back your life.
As you know, Reno is booming. Toll's development company is helping it grow with insightful design and development, building community with every project, adding beauty, adding excitement, emphasizing our shared humanity. Reno is becoming bigger. Toll's development is helping it become better, more livable, more enjoyable. To learn more, go to tollsdevelopment.com. tollsdevelopment.com.
Welcome to Story County, where history meets innovation, and a pioneering spirit continues to shape our future. At the heart of the Tahoe Reno Industrial Center, we power the future with global leaders in technology and manufacturing, driving progress that reaches far beyond our county lines. From advanced manufacturing to tech innovation, our industries are creating thousands of quality careers, fueling a vibrant economy that benefits every Nevadan. But it's more than just growth. Our community is our foundation, supporting families, empowering local initiatives, and creating a place where everyone belongs. Be part of a legacy built on bold ideas and boundless possibilities. Join us in building a brighter future right here in Story County. Story County, helping build Nevada's future.
This is Nevada Newsmakers with host Sam Shad, a no-holds-barred political forum. Now, from the Nevada Newsmakers broadcast headquarters, here is Sam Shad.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we are absolutely delighted to welcome to the program Terry Johnson. He's an adjunct professor at the Boyd School of Law and former member of the Gaming Control Board for 2 terms. So he was there for 8 years, from 2012 to 2021. Absolutely delighted to have you on the program, sir.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. My pleasure.
So I want to start off with a goofy topic, but one that you had to take very seriously at the time. Which was, as part of your Gaming Control Board role, you were there when they were looking at marijuana, cannabis, and how the gaming industry was going to have to deal with this. Let's start out with you explaining what the issue was, not just for Nevada, but with the federal authorities for our gaming companies.
I think the issue that came to us at the Gaming Control Board was whether people could have a gaming license and a cannabis license at the same time. And a lot of questions were coming in, and people wanted the regulators in the gaming industry to weigh in on that question. That's where it all started.
And has it surprised you that, law enforcement obviously was so involved, and still is, of course, with drugs of all kinds. But marijuana was a really big deal back in the day. It has been legalized in various forms in so many states at this point, well over half the states. And law enforcement has gone, it's not illegal, therefore that's not on our major concern list. And we haven't seen the world go to hell in a handbasket, for example, here in Nevada. I was expecting to see lots of cars on the freeway going at 5 miles an hour, and that didn't happen. Did that surprise you?
I think it did to an extent because it remains federally illegal. And so we weren't sure if the Justice Department at the federal level was going to take an aggressive prosecutorial role. And I think where they drew the various lines in the sand was we'll look to see if there are money laundering issues, trafficking issues, even legal drugs in the states flowing across state lines, because there were some states who vehemently objected to having their status as a non-legal marijuana state jeopardized, I guess, by drugs coming in from legal states. And so we just didn't know where the federal government would go in terms of possibly succumbing to pressure from those non-marijuana states to be more aggressive. And I think the gaming regulators at that time decided to take a better to be safe than sorry approach as it pertained to the gaming licensees.
Do you see things changing on a federal level anytime soon, at least under this administration?
I haven't heard anything. There was some talk back during the campaign season as to whether one candidate or the other might look at rescheduling or reclassifying marijuana so that it is not in that tier where it is, I guess, deemed to be of most harm and would allow for research and what have you. But I haven't heard anything further about it. I haven't heard of any prosecutions any more than normal in terms of people utilizing marijuana. So we seem to be in a bit of a holding pattern.
My friend Mary Lau from the Retail Association joked on the program one time that she said that if they ever legalized it on a federal level, the casinos would have the best buffets right across from the marijuana lounge at $100 a pop.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know how that all you can eat business model would hold up in a crowd that wants to eat all they can eat.
um, Looking at other jurisdictions, my wife and I went to Singapore last year, and they are so strict on medications that we had to take photographs of medications that were on their list. We had to take photographs of the pills, the pill jars, and the prescriptions to send them in for approval. Now, what surprised me was the approval came back within 10 minutes. But the fact that we actually had to send photographic evidence of all this, I mean, they don't mess around in Singapore.
Yeah, they are strict, and they've got restrictions on whether locals can even go into a casino, and placing restrictions in that regard as well. So yeah, it's a different ballgame, that's for sure.
Yes, and the penalties are somewhat serious. I was speaking to an Uber driver there, it's called Grab in Singapore, and he said there are so many cameras, security cameras on the streets, that if you commit a crime at camera number 1, by camera number 10, you're already in custody.
Yeah, they do take surveillance very seriously.
Definitely, to say the least. Um, One of the things that I found very interesting was as we've seen, gaming expand around the world. When it started to expand in Macau, I was in Macau in the year 2000. So that was before all of the Nevada gaming companies were there. And having grown up in the West End of London, which is notorious for illegal activity, shall we say, it was pretty obvious that there were a lot of unsavory characters that were operating in Macau within the casinos themselves. Prostitution, loan sharking. I mean, these characters were standing out like a Damon Runyon novel. And actually, we got out of that casino as fast as possible. I wondered how they were going to be able to legalize gaming in Macau and be able to get rid of that criminal element. What was your take on that? And where are we on?
Yeah, yeah. I had a chance to visit Macau, and I was very surprised, first and foremost, just by the zeal for gambling activity. I mean, it was like what you would see in the movies, when you see people standing around the table and they're cheering and they're yelling, except it was just nonstop. And the crowds were nonstop, and people would not want to leave their tables for fear of losing their space. And so we visited all the different operators over there, visited our regulatory counterparts over there because we thought it was an important regulatory relationship to maintain. Um, normally in stateside, you would work with other gaming regulators and share information. Obviously, dealing with that special administrative region status of China in Macau, there were certain protocols that we had to abide by in terms of information exchange and the limited degree to which we could. But I was very surprised by just the zeal for gaming, and it was good to see Nevada export its gaming offerings to Macau, and for them to see how those Nevada licensees operated and performed very successfully in a competitive environment.
So what was left of the nefarious activity? Did that turn into the junkets? Was that basically what happened?
Well, I think they still had some issues with the junkets, and I think for the gaming regulators in Nevada that operate also over there, the delicate line that they had to walk was abiding by basically two sets of countries' rules, where they didn't want to cater to anyone in a foreign jurisdiction that could implicate their gaming licenses in domestic jurisdictions, be it Nevada, New Jersey, Pennsylvania now, and what have you. So I think navigating that is something that they had to undertake with some great seriousness and seem to have worked out, I think, on the whole well.
Yes, I mean, and you're not going to want to mess with the Chinese government. If they have a problem, they tend to be pretty brutal in the way they solve it. There was an interesting article written recently about gaming regulation in Nevada versus gaming regulation in, for example, New Jersey, where there are hundreds more agents for gaming control in New Jersey than there are in Nevada. Does this still qualify Nevada as the gold standard, or do you have concerns that we should have more agents operating, especially in light, and I don't want to go into great detail, but in light of a lot of the issues that have come up in Nevada lately that fines have been levied for? Do we need more gaming control agents in the state?
I think it would be good. Nevada is a state, whether it's in gaming regulation or other forms of regulation, and at multiple levels of government, Nevada tends to take a smaller government approach to doing business. And so per capita, we probably have fewer government employees at the state and local level than many other jurisdictions around the US. In terms of gaming, I think the challenge for the Nevada gaming regulators is that it's not just gaming activity that they've got to be on top of in those resorts. You have some of the highest performing nightclubs and entertainment venues in America, if not the world, that are situated on premises where there's also gaming, and the gaming regulators have some regulatory oversight over those activities. You have the entertainment offerings that are hosted worldwide, world famous entertainers that come and perform at resorts that also have gaming. And there have been instances over the years where some of those performances have resulted in disciplinary actions against the gaming licensees because they're responsible for what happens on their premises, even if it didn't happen on the casino floor. So if you look at the entertainment, if you look at the nightclubs and the club venues and all of the various offerings that are out there. And now you have this just booming sports betting arena. I think there is a need for the agents to have as many resources as they can marshal to go out and ensure the integrity of gaming. I'm not concerned about the standards being compromised because I can tell you after 8.5 years of working with those folks, those are some of the most dedicated, diligent, and really talented individuals you will ever find in public service.
I interviewed former Governor Brian Sandoval a few weeks ago during a legislative session, and I brought up some of the issues that were occurring in Las Vegas, and he said, realistically, most of those problems were caused by a small group of people operating in various properties. It wasn't a widespread action. Would you agree with that?
Um, you know, there's always the threat that people will look for soft openings. But I think the agents and the regulators do a commendable job with the resources they have of getting out there. And I would be more inclined to agree with President Sandoval's statements there. He's no stranger to this arena, former chairman of the Nevada Gaming Commission himself, former attorney general. He was my attorney when I was back when I was state labor commissioner. So he knows that environment well. And I would agree with him more than less.
Um, does it surprise you that the black market for gaming is still as large as it is, despite the fact that not only is gaming all over the country and all over the world, but also the legal online gaming is as big as it is, and yet the black market still thrives?
It is surprising, and it is the propensity of persons to assume risk. And there's just something about it for a certain mindset that is unmatched excitement. They can get more aggressive odds, more favorable odds. They can get, wagers that they can place in larger amounts in the black markets than they might be able to do in the regulated markets. And for some, it just fuels excitement, even though there is that greater risk of you being defrauded. Because if you go down to, the neighborhood casino, strip casino, what have you, if you have a problem, you can call the regulators and you can say, hey, I was playing this game and this is what happened. And there's somebody to referee that. There is no referee in the black market. And so I'm surprised that you would have no referee and increased activity and things that people just find exciting about it. But it is amazing to watch.
All right, let's take a break. We'll come back much more with Terry Johnson. He's an adjunct professor at the Boyd School of Law and also a former gaming regulator. We'll be right back.
Fantastic cocktails and delicious food.
It's a good time to eat.
Over 500 hot slots, plus electronic table games.
It's a good time to play.
Player rewards and big-time jackpots.
It's a good time to win.
Ooh, your good times at Tamarack.
Meet Nevada Health Link, Nevada's official health insurance marketplace. Your link to savings, selection, free assistance, and name brand health insurance, where 90% of enrollees lower the cost of their monthly premium. Everyone deserves access to quality health coverage, no matter your income or family size. Visit NevadaHealthLink.com. A few minutes could save you hundreds of dollars per month.
Nevada Health Link. Our plans are made for your plans.
Save money and take transit. Did you know you can ride the bus all day for less than what it would cost you for a gallon of gas? Plan your trip now by going to rtcwashoe.com.
Rev it up during the $250,000 Cash and Wheels Guaranteed giveaways at Carson Valley Inn. Thousands in cash and free play every Thursday and Saturday. Drive away with a 2025 Ford Bronco or $45,000 guaranteed. Rev it up at the Carson Valley Inn.
The Nevada Builders Alliance has been protecting the interests of the construction industry for over 50 years. Our programs save members thousands of dollars every year and allow them to provide much-needed benefits to their employees. Our industry also allows Nevada to grow. If you're thinking about a career in the construction industry, reach out. And if you haven't thought of a career in construction, what are you waiting for? We are the Nevada Builders Alliance.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we continue our conversation with Terry Johnson. He is an adjunct professor at the Boyd School of Law, and for 8 years he was on the Gaming Control Board. One of the things that has surprised me is that we are not further along.
This is Nevada Newsmakers.
Esports. Former State Senator Ben Kekeffer was on the program, and he said that if you had an esports convention at Allegiant Stadium, and not only would you fill Allegiant Stadium, you would fill every convention center around Allegiant Stadium. It is huge. Tens of millions of people around the world are watching esports, and yet we don't appear to have the regulations in place for gaming on it, and it seems like we're missing out on a huge opportunity. Your thoughts?
Maybe I think they set up a panel to kind of advise and inform and offer input on there. And I think probably there's some additional opportunities to engage that community, to the esports community, and bring in some folks to see what can be done, where the gaps are, why aren't, if it's the case that certain populations aren't being targeted, why not? But I'm not really sure, to be honest with you, why that has not otherwise taken off. I thought it would be a little bit further along than what it is. But I would be optimistic if that advisory panel that was formed would continue to offer some input and recommendations. I would like to believe as well that the regulators are poised to continue to inform themselves about the potential. And at the end of the day, if it's lucrative enough, people are going to gravitate towards it. That is the gaming licensee. So somewhere in there, maybe somebody's done the math, and well, maybe they're still mathing, I guess.
It's funny. Somebody said to me the other day, if it ain't broke, why fix it? And my thought is that that's been the way the gaming industry has been forever, which is they will continue on with the same things they've been doing forever. Thank goodness that Las Vegas in particular has discovered sports and has taken off like a rocket with that. But I think that attitude still pervades, where how do we fit it into the old box when we actually really need a new box? I want to change topics on you. I was reading CDC gaming reports the other day, and for those that don't know, that's an industry-wide collector of news stories from around the world. And they were talking about gaming properties in India. And I remember, gosh, it's probably 30 years ago, that I was talking to Rossi Rollincotto when he was head of the Convention Authority. And he said to me at that time that he thought India was the next big market, foreign market for Nevada. And yet that never happened. And reading about casinos in India and how big the middle class is there, I wonder why that never happened.
I haven't seen that article. That would be interesting to take a look at. The law school does have some comparative gaming programs where the students get to travel to other jurisdictions, including Macau, for example, and kind of see the approach being taken. You would think that with a population that size, that it would be a unique place to pursue. But I don't know enough about the internal political or economical dynamics of India. I have a lot of friends here in Nevada from India, but I just don't know enough about the dynamics there as to whether it would succeed, to what degree, and what might be obstacles.
All right, let's take another quick break and we'll be right back.
The trucking industry is the most resilient link in the supply chain, moving 95% of our freight in the Silver State. And while essential, the road isn't always smooth. Supply chain disruptions, rising fuel costs, and unrealistic rules and laws that hamper our ability to serve our customers and country. Our prosperity and every sector of the economy, manufacturing, mining, medicine, and food from farm to table, is tied to trucks. There's nothing without trucking.
Welcome to the Ahern Boutique Hotel, where luxury and warmth come together in the heart of Las Vegas.
We take pride in offering a one-of-a-kind experience for both locals and tourists.
Join us for handcrafted cocktails and an unforgettable experience.
Joel's Chop House, the perfect place to savor views of the Las Vegas Strip.
Satisfy your cravings at the Ahern Chocolate Shop.
No smoking, no resort fees, and the parking is always free. The Ahern Luxury Boutique Hotel is your home away from home.
A power line is more than a power line. It's maintaining the bottom line for small businesses. It's keeping the assembly line moving for our workforce. For our brightest minds, it's meeting a deadline. It's on the front line with our heroes. And on the sidelines of the biggest games. It's a direct line to our loved ones. And it's a lifeline for the most vulnerable. There's a lot on the line.
Take a look at Pro Group Management and see how your workers' comp requirements can be met head-on. By taking a proactive approach, Pro Group can assure that your company is meeting or exceeding state and federal standards. As you move forward in your industry, Pro Group moves with you, simplifying regulatory tasks, clearing the way so you can get the job done and look to your future success. Pro Group Management, workers' comp that works for you.
This is Nevada Newsmakers.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we continue our conversation with Terry Johnson. He's an adjunct professor at the Boyd School of Law and also a two-term Game and Control Board commissioner. In your time there, what was the thing that most surprised you about being on the Game and Control Board?
I think the professionalism of the staff. I think they're just underappreciated. They do a tremendous job. And I think that they are the gold standard because they are so intelligent and so capable.
All right. Well, that's where we have to leave it for today, but I would love to have you come back and speak more with you. It is an absolute pleasure and my honor to have you on the program. So thank you for doing this.
Thank you for having me. I enjoy it. Appreciate it.
You're very welcome, and we'll be right back.
Each day, the Children's Advocacy Alliance partners with leaders, legislators, and families across Nevada to improve children's health, education, economic well-being, and safety. We recognize Nevada will be no better than the state of its children. Be a part of this change. Be a supporter of the Children's Advocacy Alliance. For more information, go to caanv.org.
Imagine a magical garden that feeds Carson City's hungry and homeless, teaches our high school students agriculture, creates hanging floral displays to beautify downtown, and yet charges nothing. It's not magic. It's the Greenhouse Project. It's real, it's growing, and it needs your help. Go online to carsоncitygreenhouse.org so together we can grow it forward.
For 50 years, Nevada Heating has been keeping people comfortable in their homes. At Nevada Heating, call the Do It Right guys and get the air conditioning back on today. That's the Nevada Heating way. Why sweat for days on end when Nevada Heating can get your air conditioning fixed today? Call us today and we'll fix it today at 323-5585 or schedule us on our website at nevadaheating.com.
Southwest Specialties has been making the homes and businesses of Nevada beautiful for more than 20 years. Their experienced designers and craftsmen create the walkways, backyards, water features, and a variety of outdoor cooking areas that add curb appeal and value to your investment. Call today or visit them at their website and see how they can make your outdoor spaces special. Southwest Specialties, creative, distinctive, beautiful.
It happens. And when it does, there's UMC Quick Care.
Thanks for watching Nevada Newsmakers. You can always watch our shows anytime on the website at nevadanewsmakers.com or the podcast. We have audio and video podcasts from all your favorite podcast locations and YouTube. Find us everywhere. We'll see you on the next broadcast. Thanks for watching.